Here again with another Shameless Season 4 episode review video. Before I get into that, though, pretty important, if you aren't caught up to the point where I am, and you're watching Shameless, or you're just not entirely sure, then you definitely need to take the initiative and pay attention to the episode's title, which of course I'll mention as well as put in the description if that happens to be the case so you're not caught up. It would be my recommendation that you don't watch this video any further to avoid any potential spoilers. This will be Shameless, Season 4, Episode 10. The title of this episode is called Liver, I Hardly Know Her. And this will be my review, reaction, recap after just finishing watching the episode earlier today. Fiona is partying at Robbie's place, smoking, drinking, and doing cocaine and other potential drugs. And we go to Frank, and he's ready for more pills. Sammy says to Sheila, Frank's not going to be able to marry you. He needs to die in peace. She says Frank can die in 6 days after the Indian Tribal Council talks about her getting those kids. V's now in labor with her two girls, and Debbie tells Ian and Mickey that Fiona never came home last night. She's violated her parole. Amanda gives Lip another schedule. Sammy talks to a dealer for $25,000. Frank can get a new liver, and Sheila's very interested in that. And then we see that Fiona has waken up at Robbie's with her bracelet going off. Apparently, we don't hear it, but it had to have been going off because of the fact that it was after a certain time. And finding out from one of the people at the party, because there was a bunch of people there, that she did ecstasy. Bonnie breaks into a car with Carl. Carol comes to see V and Kev and the two new babies, Amy and Gemma. Mandy talks to Debbie about her boyfriend beating the crap out of her. It's not going to happen again. Sammy and Sheila meet with a licensed surgeon. Well, licensed, but not in the United States. Lip, Ian, and Debbie decide that they'll search for Fiona like they would for Frank. So look under trees, everything. And they talk about going to Robbie's place because he's the one that gave her the cocaine. And Fiona's actually been taken by some of the people at the party. She's kind of passed out in their back seat. And they're just riding around with her in the back of their car, or via van, actually, I think it was. And Sammy tells Sheila that Frank is dead. And then they go up there. Sheila's about to give Frank CPR. And then Frank says, for fuck's sake. So Frank is still alive, surprisingly. Debbie and Ian go to Robbie's place looking for Fiona. And she's not there. And they tell him that they don't ever want her to see him, or him to see her again. Kev goes to the alibi and says, introducing Amy and Gemma, and gives everybody a cigarette, and is really cheap. He doesn't want to give anybody free liquor, but then he decides to do that. And he finds out that Mickey has taken money from the alibi register for stuff he says Kev owes him. And then Kev points his gun that Mickey gave to him at him and robs him with his own gun. Frank's being prepped for surgery. And then Fiona was, so that car was at a gas station at a gas pump. And some of the individuals went inside the gas station. I think all of them did. And Fiona got out of the car to go to the bathroom, or to go in the bathroom. And they left her there. They didn't realize that she went in there. So she's stranded at this place without shoes. She's got socks on and pants on and clothes, just no shoes, and it's winter out. So Bonnie and Carl actually rob a gas station. So Bonnie just drives right into the gas station. Just, yeah, crazy woman that she is. And then a nice man at the gas station that works there lets Fiona call Lip, and he doesn't answer. So Fiona leaves a message like, I fucked up. And then he invites her inside to get warmed up. And then Lip has relayed the message to the other Gallaghers where Fiona is, and he's on his way to go get her in Sheboygan, Wisconsin. They find out that Frank's surgery was a success. Fiona's PO stops by with a officer, because Fiona's going to get arrested because she broke her she's supposed to be home at a certain time, and she wonders where she is, and Debbie's like, I don't know where she never came home last night. And then Lip arrives at the gas station, and he actually hugs Fiona, and I didn't actually cry or I almost started to get emotional just because it was a strong moment, because Lip's been such an asshole to Fiona, and he was actually nice and understanding, and like didn't ridicule her about anything, so it was kind of a sad moment. And then a doctor at the hospital tells Sheila and Sammy that Frank didn't have his liver removed, his kidney was removed. Why would somebody want Frank's kidney? I think his kidneys are about shot. So Frank wakes up and says, more pills. And then Bonnie shows Carl that she actually lives in a van, currently parked outside a supermarket, but they move the van periodically so they don't get in trouble. Ian takes a big kitchen knife to Mandy's abusive boyfriend's neck, and Mickey stops him from doing anything very wrong. And I keep forgetting what that guy's name is. I know he's been named before, I just forget what it is, and I didn't look it up, and I meant to do that in this episode. And then after this, when they go outside, after Ian had the knife to Mandy's abusive boyfriend, Ian gets the word that Frank is dying. Fiona tells Lip that she doesn't want to be another Frank or Monica. And then Lip actually apologizes to Fiona for being so hard on her all the time. And then he calls Debbie, or Debs, and then Debs gets to talk to Fiona. She's happy to hear Fiona's voice. Oh, by the way, Frank's dying. So the most important thing was Fiona. And then it was like, oh, by the way, Frank's dying. Gee, what a surprise. And then we have, since Kev robbed Mickey, kind of, sort of, he hears what he thought was gunshots outside their house. So he goes to investigate. It's just some kids playing with firecrackers. And then when he goes back in his house, he trips, and he has a shotgun in his hand, and the gun goes off, going right past V and the kids. So it doesn't hurt them, obviously, but it scares the shit out of them. And then he goes up to V, he's like, no more guns, I'm so sorry, no more guns. And V eventually, like, it seemed like she didn't want anything to do with him at first, but then she's like, no more. And then we have a wedding ceremony at the hospital for Frank and Sheila. Now, I don't know how official this is, because apparently Frank still may be married to Monica. I don't know if they ever actually got a divorce, but Kermit's there, Debbie's there, Carl's there, Bonnie's there, Ian's there, and then the long-haired regular from the Alibi, and Kermit's being the priest, so to speak. And Frank's in serious condition. So a bunch of doctors all of a sudden rush in. They say Frank's in serious condition, so they moved him up the waiting list. He's getting a liver. What? Sheila says. So Sheila's prayers have essentially been answered, that Frank, this might be able to happen. And then Fiona, so Lip relates with Fiona, and Fiona has meets with her PO. I'm surprised she didn't get arrested right then and there. I thought she would have been, since she wasn't at the house, but her PO has her file, and then she says, so you want to go first? And that question is what ends the episode. So I really like the fact that Lip waited with Fiona. He's like, no, I'll wait here. I know I got a bunch of other stuff to do, but this is important. So that was good. So it was a really good episode of Shameless. It showed some different things, some different emotions. And when Lip went to go pick Fiona up at the gas station or convenience store or whatever it was really touching. It almost got to me. So I'm going to score this episode an 8.8 out of 10. My male character of the episode is going to be Lip. And then female-wise, you could give it to Fiona, but she was kind of passed out for some of the episode. I'm going to give it to Sheila, because she's just determined to get what she wants, despite anything else that's in her way. So, pretty good stuff here. I'm eagerly anticipating watching the finale of this season. Right now it is May 13th, as of this recording, about 7:30 at night. I just might watch the 2 remaining episodes of this season and do those reviews, or take my notes on the episode now so I can see it, because I know the finale is pretty good. So You've heard what I have to say. Now it's your turn. If you're a fan of Shameless and want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, please make sure that you Hulk smash that like button. Share this video with a friend. Put this video on any one of your social media platforms. Don't forget to sound off in the comment section about what your thoughts are on this episode. What would you score it? And whom would be your male and female character of the episode? Be sure to check out my Shameless series finale rant video right here if you've watched every single episode of Shameless and want to hear my thoughts on the finale when it aired, because that's the only video I did when Shameless was airing, and then I did a character ranking. Obviously, I'll redo all that, but click on that video if you want to hear my thoughts regarding that, well, finale that it was. And then last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button, subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your damn support to be a part of something special, and JDev will return.